Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Devil as the general energy for the month of March. There are a couple of things that pop up for me with this for you. I do feel this is someone else. I do feel that in an intimate, someone you knew in the past, someone you were very close to, it can be a family member who sought all of the worldly goods, all of the external emblems of status and success, and was burned alive in some way by them. It wasn't the effort to be successful that took them down. It is all the compromises and dishonesty along the way that eventually caught up with them. It feels like this other person's life was an example of misplaced values and a kind of Machiavellian approach, appearing to be one way and wheeling into intimacy with others as a way of manipulating resources that they were getting from others. I hope that doesn't sound complicated, but it's really your experience with them through their loss, and it feels like there was literally or is literally a sort of destruction in front of your eyes. This can be through disease. This can be through economic or financial hardship or kind of like mob rule is what's coming to me. You're not quite sure what all you've learned from this person because in some ways they were an intimate or someone you knew well, and you observed some of these behaviors and understood that they made sense for this person, and are surprised at how the consequences of their actions. So this is some kind of an object lesson for you, Scorpio, at least the Scorpios I'm speaking with today. A way that you have avoided a similar fate, a way that someone you love, you saw them give themselves away in a misguided fashion. It's devastating to you. It isn't any short of pulling you up short, confusing you. In some ways, a deeper understanding of the consequences their actions generated, but also a kind of horror at how they became twisted inside. That's very specific. This is a general reading. It isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, I will try to remember to include that information in a comment below. And welcome to all of you that are new or that are familiar with me. I appreciate the time you're taking. And in the your place in the community, your place in the world, the way others see you, the Death card indicates, well, first of all, it is one of your cards. It's also somehow underscoring this story that you have been exposed to through an intimate, through a family member, through someone who was important in your life at one time. You have understood the depth of your own rebirth as a result of the fate of this other person. Their story has only validated the reason that you have moved into the direction that you are currently moving on. This is almost like an uber example of the incredible power of your ability to divest from false values and to reinvest in values that are generative, that continue to allow you to grow, to expand, and to distribute the benefits, the rewards of your gifts and your efforts to others. There's a deeply healing chord that you are tapped into, and the experience of other person's fate, your ability to see it from a distance as a reminder of what you have turned away from, what an option that was before you. And you certainly are not necessarily closely aligned with this person's lifestyle, even if it was someone who was close to you. Nevertheless, I do feel it is a cautionary tale for you. The amount of power that you can generate, the amount of charisma that you do have, people that are attracted to you, and your potential ability to wrest resources and pull resources towards you, that it is important that you are clear about your goals and your ends. In the first house, the Nine of Wands is talking about your own story, where I believe you have been working, investing everything you have in a project, in an effort, in an organization, into some talent or gift that you have. And you are frustrated. You have worked hard. You have been dinged up. You have not given up. You know that you're on the right path to you, but perhaps what is the key here is this example of someone else who took what some of us might determine to be the wrong path. This can even be one of our leaders writ large in the environment, and the ability of destruction and ruin that an individual can command. This is something that is perhaps the key to your finally meeting the victory that you've worked so hard for. This person, this energy that seems hell-bent on destruction of others for some modest gain in resources for themselves, is part of what is helping to galvanize your efforts at this time. In the fourth house, the house of your roots, your domestic environment, your home, the Two of Wands is all about you watching and waiting. You are seeing what's being played out in the social environment, in your family or intimate circle, through this other individual, and you are planning and imagining what a turn away from the methodology, from the principles and values that that individual espoused, to the rest of the world, the rest of us. And this is partially what you are contemplating and considering in your efforts, how you are pulling together your own efforts, achievements, growth, connections in order to contemplate your next move. And in the seventh house of significant others, the Knight of Pentacles is describing your standstill. All the knights indicate movement of some sort, action. The Knight of Pentacles is the only one that actually takes the time, at least in this deck, to stop, to consider, to review the environment, to imagine what could be there that isn't there now. And so this, to me, is the opportunity to plan, the opportunity to survey, to assess. It feels like you're doing that in a community, That community can be very intimate. It can be very much associated with your particular uh, employment, profession, practice, but you are enlisting folks to help you consider what the alternatives can be and how you can work best towards them. If this is resonating for you, Scorpio, please like this video. Please share this with others who may enjoy it if you're so inclined. And finally, please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the Death card, and this is mirroring your overall energy, the way others see you in the community. I think it's important that you understand, as this card reads, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. You are a part of not only your own rebirth, naturally, but you're a part of a social rebirth, a revival of a kind of activism that speaks truth to power, but that understands that uh, experiencing joy, pleasure, investing in abundance, an abundance that goes far beyond material gain, is the most radical thing you can do. Accepting that you're not a part of a destructive path of leadership or of material accrual is something that you are reviving, that you are opening to clearing the path for in your own community, in your own world. In the first house, the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Wands. And indeed, despite how long and hard you've been working at a way to express your gifts more fully, you are very excited about this new challenge that you're experiencing through this memory, this association with someone in your intimate past, as well as uh, the excitement of giving your voice, speaking your truth, inspiring others, aligning yourself with others who are similarly inspired. This is perhaps the key that I alluded to earlier as being an acknowledgement of your incredible power. In the fourth house, the Two of Wands is clarified by the World. Yes, this watching and waiting is in part an acknowledgement that this is the beginning of the downfall of the kind of thinking that is being exhibited in our social world loud and clear. That this greed, this accrual, this denying others what they need in the advancement of personal gain, of excess, of ludicrous wealth is something that is closing out, and you are instrumental in the resistance to this value that is being promoted as a social value, as something that is positive and good, that of course you and many others know better. In the seventh house, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Pentacles. This pages are always about our openness, our beginner's mind, our recognizing that despite your alignment with the kind of power that is able to attract followers, you are open to the exploration of building something new, something that is in resistance, something that anchors in the real values of abundance, the real values of prosperity. And what is prosperity? Is it a social body that can take care and provide for all of its members? Uh, this is part of a vision you have that looks at the distribution of goods to everyone, that we are in a position to feed, house, educate, and clothe everyone. That this is not only true of us as a distinct, perhaps, region or country, but this is true globally. This impacts the whole world. The way we gobble up resources without giving something back is something that is part of this new resistance to the status quo. And in the 10th house, the death card is clarified by the 10 of Cups. This is actually the embodiment of the alternative community that you already are a part of. You are not a part of a world that is zero sum, little for many, most for a few. You are a part of a community that shares whatever it has among its members, that provides not only support but protection, so that each member can process their experiences in safety without judgment, so that others are in a position of learning and supporting. And that's this willingness to recognize that all things are amplified or multiplied when they're shared. This is the world that you're a part of, and this is the world that you are opening the gates of through all of your actions, all of your alliances, all of your efforts. I'm going to finish up this reading with the flora and fauna of Africa, my homage to the motherland and to Mother Earth. And I pulled the golden wolf, and the key word is intuition. Self-discovery is never ending. Embrace the changes you need to make to evolve to your fullest potential. This is really a beautiful description of the majestic power that you have. This is the ability to go it alone as needed, but to always return to the pack. You are a member of a social order that takes care of its own with a clear set of roles and responsibilities. This is the alternative world that I do believe is harkening back to a more natural order. And it isn't by defining natural, it is about being in sync with natural rhythms and harmonies. This puts you in sync with most of the world, and that is where your alliance belongs at this time. If you've enjoyed this content, please check out this video that will be popping up on the screen shortly. I thank you so much for spending time with me. Until next time, namaste.